Have thought. Spell mystics.
M-Y-S-T-I-C-S.
Thought.
Thought?
Yeah.
T-A-U-G-H-T.
Okay. What the mystics have thought. To begin with, the mystics have thought a perennial philosophy. Spell philosophy.
P-H-I-L-O-S-O-P-H-Y.
Very good. Which means that the deep spiritual thinkers of every age have arrived at certain conclusions independently of each other. And we may be certain that in the main, their conclusions were correct. Spell correct.
C-O-R-R-E-C-T.
Good job. The great spiritual seers of the ages have taught that man is on the pathway of an eternal evolution. Eternal evolution. Spell it.
E-T-E-R-N-A-L. Evolution.
Yeah.
E-V-O-L-U-T-I-O-N.
Good job. The purpose of which is to produce in the individual everything that is inherent in the nature of the divine. Inherent in the nature of the divine. Spell it.
Spell?
Yeah.
Inherent?
Yeah.
Inherent. I-N-H-E-R-E-N. Inherent.
In the nature.
The nature of the divine.
Yeah.
N-A-T-U-R-E. Nature of the divine. D-I-V-I-N-E.
Good job. Alright. To feel back to this fundamental unity, to commune with it, to experience the beneficence of its presence. Beneficence or benefit?
Beneficent.
Beneficence. Spell beneficence.
B-E-N-I-F-I-S-C-E-N-C-E.
Beneficence of its presence. Recognized and understood is what it is meant by mysticism. Mysticism.
M-Y-S-T-I-C-I-S-M.
Good job. It would be impossible in the space at our disposal to use exhaustive quotations from the mystics, but you will find a thread of continuity running through them all. You will discover that they all arrive at approximately the same conclusions. It is worthy of note that throughout all their teachings, evil as a thing in itself disappears and becomes lack of the knowledge of truth. I repeat, evil as a thing in itself disappears and becomes lack of the knowledge of truth, which means ignorance. Spell ignorance.
I-G-N-O-R-A-N-C.
The theological concept of hell and morbid teachings of the ordinary life are missing from the teachings of the inspired. Spell inspired. Come on in.
I-N-S-P-I-R-E.
Food.
Good job. Oh,
So
the
cute.
food is here.
Come
Good
on, it's
job.
right there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the
Thank you,
chairs.
Han.
Thank you. Yes. Are you hungry?
Thank you.
Oh, good job. Now you will eat, okay? We'll
Thank
just finish
you.
this. Just a few paragraphs. Tapusin lang nga. Anyway, asan na tayo? The theological concept of hell, the morbid teachings of the underlife are missing from the teachings of the inspired. Because they knew that we all are in the process of evolution. Spell evolution.
E-V-O-L-U-T-I-O-N.
Good job.
Evolution.
And that finally everyone will arrive at the same place, for God is incarnated in all. Incarnated.
I-N-C-A-R-N-A-T-E-D.
Good job. It is necessary for a student to understand this, for while we are often surrounded by negative conditions which most certainly seem evil, evil is never a thing in itself. Therefore, the mystics have taught that the good finally must triumph over evil, even though it appears as though there were a struggle between the powers of light and darkness. In the Bibles of the world and many other sources, one persistent purpose, teaching, and conclusions runs through them all. The universe is a spiritual system. Spiritual system.
System. S-P-R-R-I-T-U-A-S. System. S-Y-S-T-E-M.
And we are some part of it. God is right where we are. Sabi mo nga, God is right where we are. Say it.
God is right where we are.
Good job. And it's discovered at the center of our own being. It's discovered at the center of our own being. Say it.
is God and
The center of our own being. Okay? So where is God?
And our heart.
In our heart, at the center of our own being. Turning from everything that denies this and quietly contemplating the perfection of the inner man, who is an incarnation of God, we meet the great reality in the only place we shall ever discover it. Within our hearts and souls and minds. So where is God?
God in heaven.
In our
Heart.
souls, and
And
mind. Etc. Salamat.
Perfect.
Perfect. Now
Yes,
you're,
yes.
you're ready to
I'm
eat.
hungry.
Okay, I'm done.
Oh, bless us, O Lord. And these are gifts. Okay, come on. Bless us, O Lord.
Blessed the Lord in this day. We are about to and the Lord.
Bigyan mo siya ng bibs,
From thy
okay?
bounty. From thy bounty.
To bless our Lord in this.
Amen.
Itong bib.
Patay mo na.
Dali. Dito lang. Kuha ka ng tuwalya lang. Patayin ko na ha.
Okay. Where is it? Sa
Tuwalya, oh.
Patay mo na.
Okay. Ano ang off dito? Ito or ito? Ito rin? Ito?
Yung camera.
So, gutom ko.